A whisper drifts across the cosmic dark, older than stars, older than the idea of time itself. You feel it before you understand it. A tremor, a presence, a light that shouldn't be there. A galaxy, ancient yet impossibly young, glows at the universe's first horizon like a ghost refusing silence. It bends every rule you've been taught, erases every comfort you've known. And as you drift toward it, you sense a truth. The universe is hiding something. The main script, 1,300 words, movement I, the awakening of the impossible. You enter the dawn of existence as if stepping into a dream still forming its edges. The universe is young here, so young it barely knows it exists. Space is a thin, trembling sheet of energy, cooling, stretching, exhaling for the first time after the Big Bang's violent birth. Matter is only beginning to trust itself enough to gather. Light moves awkwardly, like a newborn learning how to crawl across a dark floor. Everything is fragile, primitive, unfinished, and yet you see it. Far beyond the crimson haze of the cosmic microwave afterglow, beyond the curtains of early hydrogen fog, a shape gleams where nothing should. A structure too bold, too bright, too mature to belong to a universe still in its infancy. Its spirals are not hesitant sketches but polished strokes, carved with the calm confidence of a billion years of cosmic craft. Its stars burn with a metallic richness that implies generations, grandparents of stars, not children. This is the galaxy that should not exist. JWST's golden eye caught it the way a detective catches a culprit on a camera not meant to see through shadows. A faint smear of light at first, hidden deep in the redshifted ocean of early time. Scientists thought it was noise, a glitch, a rogue pixel contaminating the data. But repeated observations sharpened the smudge into form, then into structure, then into impossibility. A galaxy 200 to 300 million years after the Big Bang, yet massive enough to rival the modern Milky Way. A cosmic adult standing in a universe that had barely learned to walk. You feel something tighten inside you as you drift closer, awe first, then dread. Because nothing this big should be here. To understand the violation, you let your mind sink into the physics. Dark matter halos should have still been gathering like slow, patient whirlpools. Gas clouds should have still been cooling, heavy, reluctant, struggling against pressure and radiation. Stars should have been sparse, chaotic, feral things. No clean order. No spirals. No metals forged in multiple stellar generations. But the galaxy glows with iron, oxygen, carbon, elements that require not just stars, but lifetimes of stars. Explosions. Rebirth cycles. The time the universe had not yet lived. A shiver of truth moves through you. This is not just early. It is impossibly early. The universe has presented you with a paradox. And now you must walk into it. Movement 2, the crime scene at the edge of time. You drift deeper, and the cosmos around you reshapes into a crime scene frozen mid-breath. The background dark is not empty. It is tense, stretched taut like a drumhead that remembers the strike of creation. You sense equations floating through the void, our equations, half erased, trembling, uncertain of their own authority. The galaxy stands as the prime suspect, illuminated by the interrogation light of JWST's infrared gaze. Every spectroscopic line is a fingerprint. Every rotation curve is an alibi. Every metallic signature is a confession. And all of it screams the same thing. I should not be here. Scientists reviewing the data felt their hearts stutter. Some paced their offices. Some whispered disbelief under their breath. Others stared at the numbers as though staring into a mirror that suddenly reflected a stranger's face. Because accepting this galaxy means accepting that everything we built, every model, every timeline, every cosmic narrative, is wrong. Dark matter formation rates? Broken. Star formation limits? Broken. The entire cosmic growth chart? A lie or something worse, a half-truth. You imagine those scientists as you float through the galaxy's luminous corridors. They are detectives standing before an impossible corpse, mature stellar populations in a universe too young to host their birth. Spiral geometry in an epoch that should breed only chaos. heavy elements in a cosmic era that should only know hydrogen and helium. Some scientists resisted. They called it miscalibration, photometric confusion, a foreground imposter, anything but the truth. Because truth, in this case, was fear. Fear that the early universe was not a quiet nursery but a raging furnace. Fear that creation did not proceed slowly and predictably but violently and creatively, leaping ahead in ways we never imagined. Fear that something fundamental, time, matter, physics itself, behaved differently at the beginning. You hover above the galaxy's plane, observing the stars swirl like molten gold poured across invisible curvature. The dark fabric beneath them bends with strange confidence. Gravity seems more eager here, more efficient, as though the early cosmos thickened the very rules that govern existence. The galaxy pulses with a message we are only beginning to decode. The universe is more impatient than we thought. Movement 3. The collapse of certainty. You drift back, seeing the whole galaxy suspended in the infant cosmos like a bright wound cut into darkness. And in that view, something inside you shifts. Not fear. Not awe. Something between them, an existential ache. Because if this galaxy exists, then nothing we believe about our cosmic origins is safe. You think of the Lambda CDM model, the backbone of modern cosmology, like an ancient scripture written into the sky. It promised a gradual universe, a patient universe, a universe that follows the rules we mapped onto it. But this galaxy rips a hole through that map. It whispers of shortcuts, of secret pathways, of physics operating in a mode we never predicted. Was dark matter clumping faster? Were stars forming more violently? Did time behave differently? Or did the universe begin with seeds, dense, complex structures planted before the Big Bang's afterglow had even faded? You glide along the galaxy's edge, letting its ancient light wash over you. It feels wrong. It feels right. It feels like truth forcing its way through the cracks of understanding. You sense the stakes now, not academic, but existential. If the universe could forge a giant this early, what else could it forge? What else could it hide? And suddenly the cosmos feels less like a place and more like a code. A vast, glitchy simulation revealing behaviors outside our patch notes. You breathe, or try to, as you realize the real terror. This is only the first impossible galaxy JWST found. There are more. Many more. A population of ghosts at the dawn of time. And each one demands that we rewrite our origin story. As you drift away, the galaxy fades into the crimson fog, but its afterglow lingers like a bruise on your perception. You feel questions forming in the dark, uncomfortable, irresistible. If our timeline is broken here, at the universe's beginning, then where else does reality crack? And what happens when we follow those cracks into deeper shadows, where stranger anomalies wait? The next chapter begins with the first clue, and the first scientist who dared to look into the dark and say, "Something is wrong." A silent stream of numbers drips across a monitor in the dark. Somewhere in that digital river, a single pixel glows too bright. A whisper from the edge of the universe, ignored by everyone except one restless mind. You stand beside them, watching the cosmos confess a secret it was never meant to reveal. And in this moment, the first clue emerges. Trembling, impossible, irresistible. The descent. The room is dim, lit only by the cold blue of monitors humming through the night. You smell stale coffee, the remnants of a long shift that should have ended hours ago. But the scientist beside you, a lone astronomer with tired eyes and a mind that refuses to sleep, leans forward as if gravity itself is pulling them into the screen. This is the moment JWST's first raw data begins to arrive. Not the polished, public releases you see on news headlines, but the untouched stream. Pure, unforgiving. Truth before interpretation. Data scrolls like rain falling upward. Infrared signatures shimmer like distant embers drifting across the void. You watch, feeling the weight of the universe in every faint spike of the graph. And then you see it. A smear of light. A tiny blot in the deep red sea of early cosmic time. Almost nothing. Almost noise. But something in it feels wrong. Too sharp. Too bright. Too distant. The astronomer squints, their fingers freezing mid-keystroke. You feel their pulse tighten the air between you. What is that? The words are barely whispered, a thought escaping before logic can cage it. They click. Enhance. The smudge gains form, just enough to defy dismissal. A galaxy? At that distance? At that age? It shouldn't exist. Not even as a rumor. You both stare as if the universe has just flinched. The astronomer inhales sharply, the chair creaking under their shifting weight. No, that can't be right, they murmur, running the filter again. Twice. A third time. But the smear stays. Stubborn. Silent. Patient. It is the cosmos clearing its throat. A whisper in the data. The deep dive. Midnight drips into 2 a.m. 2 a.m. dissolves into 3. Outside the lab windows, the world sleeps, unaware that reality itself might be bending under the fluorescent lights. You watch the astronomer pace, slow at first, then faster, as they battle the rising tension inside them. Because excitement is dangerous, and fear is honest. They return to the screen, hands trembling slightly. You sense their internal monologue even before they speak it. This is wrong. It has to be wrong. They begin eliminating possibilities like a detective stripping away alibis. Possibility 1. Miscalibration. JWST is new. Instruments drift. Sensors misbehave. Recalibrate. Cross-reference. Nothing changes. Possibility 2. Software artifact. Maybe the algorithm fabricated a ghost, a numerical hallucination. They run diagnostics. Purge the cache. Reboot the system. Still there. Possibility 3. Cosmic ray contamination. A stray particle hitting the sensor can mimic a false signal. But cosmic rays don't produce structured, repeatable light curves. The signal persists. And persistence is deadly. Because that means it's real. Finally, the astronomer pulls up the redshift calculation. A simple equation in theory, a cosmic prophecy in practice. The number appears. You feel the room tilt. Z greater than 12. 11 would be terrifying. 12 is blasphemy. But greater than 12? That places this object more than 13.2 billion years in the past, when the universe was a faint infant curled in darkness. A time when galaxies weren't supposed to have names or shapes or ambitions. Yet the signature blooming on the screen is bright and confident, wearing the light of billions of stars like a crown. You feel your breath catch. This is the first clue. A clue written in infrared, whispered across cosmic distances, preserved for over 13 billion years just to arrive here, tonight, in this room, hitting the eyes of this one astronomer who dares to believe it. And belief is the most dangerous tool a scientist can hold. They slump into the chair, leaning forward until their forehead nearly touches the screen, fingers knotted beneath their chin. What have I found? The question cracks the silence. Their voice is not triumphant. It is frightened. Because discovery is a razor, it cuts both the frontier and the discoverer. You drift closer to the monitor. You imagine the smudge not as pixels, but as a real thing. A beacon forged when the universe was still thick and hot and newborn. Its light traveling across expanding space as if racing to outrun oblivion. You imagine its stars. Ancient, frantic, burning through their fuel in violent bursts. Each one a tiny rebellion against the darkness. You imagine its gravity pulling matter into spires, into clusters, into the beginnings of impossible structure. It should be a flicker, a faint breath, but instead, it shines like a scream. And now the scream has reached us. The astronomer stands again, now moving with sharper steps. The kind a person takes when walking along the edge of revelation and ruin. You feel it with them. The weight of knowing something that shouldn't be known. The dread of holding a truth that might rewrite everything. They speak into the empty room, voice cracking in the still air. If this is real, everything changes. And you know they're right. Because a galaxy with redshift beyond 12 means the universe grew faster than our models allow. It means matter collapsed into structure with unnatural urgency. It means stars matured in cosmic childhood. It means our timeline, the sacred chronology of cosmology, is wrong. This is not just a data point. It is a confession. A crime scene at the edge of time. The astronomer rubs their temples. Fear and exhilaration twist inside them like two serpents vying for dominance. You watch them whisper to the screen, "Show me you're real." The galaxy answers with silence. Not empty silence, but the heavy, ancient silence of something that has waited eons to be recognized. And as that realization settles into your bones, the stakes sharpen. If this one impossible object exists, how many others wait in the dark? How many clues are hiding in plain sight, buried beneath our expectations? How much of the universe have we misunderstood because we thought we already understood it? You feel the entire cosmos leaning in. Not as a gentle guardian, but as a trickster with secrets it has no intention of revealing easily. In that moment you realize, the universe is not a passive expanse. It is an active storyteller. And tonight, it has chosen to speak. The astronomer sinks into their chair, exhausted, staring at the impossible smear of light that refuses to fade. You stand beside them, feeling the tremor of truth ripple through the cosmos like distant thunder. You know this is only the beginning. The first whisper, the first clue, the first fracture in the story we thought we had mastered. If a single smudge of light can break the universe, what will happen when the next anomaly appears? And the next? And the next? The data stream continues to flow, glowing like embers of forgotten worlds. Somewhere in that river, the second clue is already waiting. You feel the cosmos recoil. Not violently, but like a great animal shifting in its sleep, sensing something out of place. A single galaxy, too old, too vast, has cracked the silence of the early universe. And now, the world of science trembles, whispering the oldest defensive mantra. The universe doesn't work like that, does it? The descent where doubt rises like a tide. You stand in the dim glow of a monitor, watching a universe that shouldn't exist appear in pixels. The data is out now. Public. Unforgiving. And the world reacts exactly as you feared it would. At first, it's quiet, just a few murmurs in late-night astronomy forums, the distant tap-tap of scientists dissecting your findings. Then the questions sharpen. Then the tone shifts. Then the resistance begins. You read the first email the way someone reads a warning carved into stone. Your redshift is wrong. Simple. Surgical. As if that single sentence could sweep away the impossible thing you found lurking at the edge of cosmic dawn. More follow. Must be a foreground interloper. Check your calibration. This is not physically plausible. Each message feels like a ripple expanding across a dark lake. You feel the pressure, not hostile, not mocking, but heavy, like a barricade rising from the floor of the scientific world. Not against you. Against the chaos your discovery threatens to unleash. Because the truth is simple. Science is afraid. Not of you, but of what your galaxy means. You imagine the skeptical community like a fleet of ancient watchtowers, built brick by brick over centuries, protecting the fragile idea that the universe is understandable, predictable, obedient to laws we've spent our lives learning to trust. But this galaxy, this premature titan glowing from the cosmic cradle, is a spark that could burn the watchtowers down. And nobody wants to watch their lighthouse collapse in the dark. Movement 2, the deep do where skepticism becomes a shield. You tell yourself, this is how science works. Discovery is a battlefield. Every idea must survive the fire. You know this. And yet, the fire feels different now. Peer reviewers, the unseen judges of cosmic truth, begin to lean in. Their comments arrive like carefully measured blows. Galaxies this massive don't form this fast. You hear it as a sentence carved in bedrock. Not insulting. Just absolute. They offer alternatives, each one familiar, comfortable, safe. Photometric contamination is likely. Could be noise. Run the pipeline again. They are not trying to defeat you. They are trying to protect reality. Because to accept your object, your shimmering ghost from the first few 100 million years, means rewriting the timeline of the entire cosmos. It means admitting that galaxies might be able to form in the dark like lightning strikes, sudden, enormous, unthinkably fast. It means questioning the scaffolding we draped over the early universe. The slow assembly of stars, the gentle coalescence of dust, the quiet rise of structure. But your galaxy is none of those things. It is too bright, too heavy, too mature, a cosmic adult wandering into the nursery. That thought alone turns the skeptical community into something more primal, guardians of the cosmic narrative. You scroll through another forum thread where strangers fight over your data. Lines of text flash by like sparks from a collapsing star. Redshift solution is degenerate. It's a lensing artifact. Software bug. No way the metallicity is real. No galaxy should exist that early. No galaxy exist that early. The words echo in your mind like a verdict. You feel the weight of centuries of cosmology pressing down, like invisible hands insisting you let go of the anomaly before it tears the map apart. But you can't unsee it. You can't unknow it. You can't unknow the whisper in the data telling you something is wrong with the universe. And something in you whispers back. Or something is wrong with what we believe about it. Movement 3. These are where the fight becomes personal. The resistance intensifies. Not because people hate your discovery, but because they fear what happens if it's true. You feel it in every message, every review, every conversation disguised as a warning. People begin sending you equations, simulations, countermodels. Like priests offering charms to ward off a curse. One colleague writes, "If your galaxy is real, our lambda CD model collapses." You stare at the sentence. It's not angry. It's terrified. Because lambda CDIM, the backbone of modern cosmology, is more than a model. It's a cathedral built from decades of observation, dark matter curves, cosmic microwave echoes, and painstakingly tuned parameters. To challenge it is to swing a blade at the foundation of everything we think we know. So the community resists. Not with cruelty, but with precision. With a kind of intellectual self-defense. You understand them. You do. Because you feel the same fear. In the late hours of the night, when the lab goes quiet and even the stars outside the window seem to hold their breath, you review your own data again. The redshift reads Z greater than 12. And again. No matter what you do. No matter how you twist the calibration. No matter how many times you let the pipeline churn the photons into numbers, the result surfaces like a truth trying to escape the deep. You pace the room, the glow of the monitor casting long shadows across the floor, making you feel like you're walking on the surface of a distant planet. You tell yourself, it's not impossible. It's just earlier than we expected. The universe is allowed to surprise us. But the other voice, the one growing louder each day, whispers, what if we're wrong? What if we've always been wrong? What if the universe has never followed our rules? You realize, then, that skepticism is not the enemy. It is the final test, the firewall between illusion and truth. If your galaxy can survive this storm, it deserves to exist. You lift your head, exhaling slowly, feeling both the fragility and the inevitable power of the moment. Because resistance is not rejection. Resistance is the universe asking, are you absolutely sure? Where the mystery deepens. And as you stand there, surrounded by doubt shaped like equations and fear disguised as peer review, you suddenly understand something profound. The universe is not fighting you. It is inviting you. Inviting you to push harder. To look deeper. To question the sacred. To challenge the comfortable. Because somewhere beyond the skepticism, beyond the defenses, beyond the trembling models and collapsing assumptions, the impossible galaxy is still shining. Still waiting, still calling. And as you prepare to follow that call, one question rises like a silhouette against the dark. If the universe resisted this discovery so fiercely, what other secrets is it trying to hide? The next chapter begins where the resistance breaks, and the truth finally steps into the light. A prism of light fractures the darkness. It hums in frequencies older than the first stars. Numbers align into truths that refuse to be denied. And through this spectral revelation, the universe tilts, offering a door into realms we thought were impossible. You are in the quiet hum of the observatory, where monitors glow like faint constellations scattered across a night sky. Outside, the world sleeps, oblivious, while inside, the air vibrates with anticipation, almost electric, almost sacred. For weeks, you've traced a ghost in the data, a smudge of light whose brilliance belied the early age of the cosmos. It lingered like a question you didn't dare answer, a puzzle piece that refused to fit. And now, the NIR spec readings arrive. Spectroscopic data flows like a river of fire, every photon carrying secrets older than galaxies, older than your comprehension. The astronomer beside you leans close, breath shallow, eyes reflecting the redshift curves dancing across the screen. Here it is. The line patterns, the absorption features, the unyielding fingerprints of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, iron. Every measurement screaming the same truth. This is real. The redshift Z greater than 12 is no longer a rumor, no longer a shadow, no longer a whisper. It is confirmation. You feel your heartbeat synchronize with the data. Because confirmation is more than fact. It is responsibility. It is the universe handing you a torch and whispering, "Do you dare see what I've hidden?" The impossible galaxy has a name now. No longer that smudge. No longer the anomaly. It is JWST Z12-0, a string of letters and numbers that will echo through observatories, journal articles, and the quiet corridors of cosmology for decades. A monument to disbelief. But the name carries weight. Because naming is claiming. And claiming is the first act of understanding. You step back, absorbing the room around you. The faint whir of cooling fans. The low hum of servers processing terabytes of raw light. The trembling hope that what you hold in your hands is nothing short of cosmic truth. And yet, the truth is worse than you imagined. Mass measurements arrive next, and they tear through your expectations like a meteor through silence. This galaxy isn't just old. It is massive. Heavy enough to challenge every model you memorized, every simulation you trusted. Stars are packed into its spiral arms with a density that whispers of urgency, of matter collapsing faster than physics seemed to allow. And then, the metals. Iron, carbon, oxygen. Elements that require stellar generations to forge, to explode, to seed the next stars. This galaxy should be elemental infancy itself. Hydrogen, helium, perhaps traces of lithium. Yet here, in the infant universe, lie heavy elements like breadcrumbs from some earlier, unseen process. You imagine the life cycle of stars compressed into impossible intervals. Massive stars burning and dying within mere millions of years. Supernovae scattering metals into interstellar nurseries that barely exist. Gravity sculpting them into new stars before the universe has had time to take a breath. And it is beautiful. Terrifying. A symphony of chaos perfectly ordered. Peer reviewers are arriving in your mind like ghosts of science past. Galaxies this massive don't exist yet. Redshift is too high. Check the photometry again. All of them wrong. All of them human. All of them unable, or unwilling, to see that the cosmos is not a polite, gradual mechanism. It is a playground of extremes. It is impatient. It is anarchic. It is alive. You trace the spectral lines on the screen with your finger, as if touching them can transfer understanding. You see the nebular emission, the continuum, the absorption signatures that tell you this galaxy is producing stars at a ferocity no one predicted. You feel its gravity tug at your imagination, bending timelines, stretching assumptions, fracturing the neat lines of cosmic evolution. And in this moment, something shifts. Disbelief is replaced with awe. Awe is replaced with fear. Fear is replaced with the tremor of revelation. This is not a fluke. This is a portal. The universe has opened a door you didn't know existed. A door to a darker, stranger cosmos, where galaxies like this are not accidents but heralds. Where time and matter and energy are far more flexible than your textbooks claimed. And the echoes of this galaxy ripple through your mind, asking questions you cannot answer. What other structures lurk, unseen, beyond our deepest surveys? How many cosmic rules are only illusions, waiting for a photon to reveal their falsity? You feel small, but connected. tiny in the face of the universe's audacity. Yet part of the story unfolding, witness to its first confession. The room feels heavy now. Not with heat, not with fatigue, but with consequence. Because confirmation is not a neutral act. It is a challenge. It is the universe speaking through the spectrum and asking, "Do you understand what this means?" Other astronomers begin to follow, recalculating, replicating, challenging, hesitating. Emails flood inboxes. Simulations running faster than servers can churn. Conference calls spark in the middle of the night across continents. The world of cosmology thrums with tension, a network of minds grasping at threads that could unravel everything. You pace slowly, the glow of the monitor painting shadows across your face. You realize that this galaxy is more than just distant light. It is an accusation. It accuses all of us of arrogance, of believing we could map the cosmos with precision. It accuses the models, the simulations, the equations, the centuries of accumulated certainty. You are incomplete, and yet you feel exhilaration behind the fear. Because to be wrong is not failure. To be wrong is the beginning of understanding. And this galaxy has ripped a hole in our ignorance, a hole through which the real universe can shine. You imagine the stars inside it, furious, bright, young and old simultaneously, burning metals that shouldn't exist, whispering gravity into the forming arms of spirals, shaping structures in a universe barely a few 100 million years old. It is a paradox, yes, but a story. A story told in light, in wavelength, in the subtle absorption of photons that traveled 13 billion years to reach you. You feel your own heartbeat echo the rhythm of those stars. The cadence of discovery is a drum in your chest. A drum that is not quiet, that does not yield. Because now, the universe has handed you the proof. It is stranger than you ever imagined. And the consequences are clear. Nothing in cosmology can be taken for granted. Every timeline, every simulation, every assumption must bend, stretch, or break. This is not a gentle nudge. It is a cosmic hand gripping the shoulder and shaking the field of science awake. And as you sit back, staring at the spectral confirmation still shimmering on the screen, the universe exhales through its photons. The galaxy waits, patient, impossible, gleaming. And you realize, this is only the beginning. Because if a single spectrum can break the rules, then somewhere out there, another will whisper, and another, and another. The universe is not merely stranger than we think. It is stranger than we can think. And as you prepare to follow the next signal into the deep, one question lingers in the air, as vast and unyielding as the cosmos itself. If one galaxy can rewrite history, what truths lie hidden, waiting for the telescope to find them? When time was too young. You peer into the infant universe, a place where time itself is still learning to walk. The cosmic embryo quivers, delicate, unformed, swaddled in darkness. And yet, a galaxy stands fully grown, mature, massive, defiant. Its light pierces the soft clay of early space-time, a bonfire in a storm. You realize that the universe has broken its own rules, and you are witness. You drift along the corridors of space-time, feeling the universe breathe for the first time. It is young, barely 200 million years old, but alive, pulsing, fragile. Time is a slow river here, barely moving, barely stretching, yet pregnant with possibility. Imagine a cosmic embryo, its bones still cartilage, its organs just starting to form, and within it, this galaxy, adult, deliberate, fully formed, spinning with purpose and light. You see the stars, clustered like veins carrying energy through the galactic body. Their light flares and bends, painting spiral arms that are almost arrogant in their completeness. You touch the concept of time and feel it resist, soft, pliable, unfinished. Space itself is wet clay, too soft to hold anything of such weight. Yet here it is, a fully sculpted galaxy, defying every expectation. You feel the contradiction gnaw at your perception. Fire cannot burn without fuel, water cannot flow without channels. And yet here, a galaxy burns like a bonfire in the rain. The laws that govern the universe in your textbooks hesitate, as if uncertain whether to allow this vision to exist at all. You begin to trace the mechanisms, the invisible scaffolding, that should have built this structure. Dark matter halos, the ghostly skeletons of galaxies, are too fragile in this epoch to support such mass. Gravity itself is stretching, trying to gather gas clouds into shape. But the early universe offers resistance: heat, expansion, turbulence, uncertainty. Gas clouds should be too warm, too diffuse, resisting collapse, resisting the forging of stars, resisting the creation of metals heavier than helium. Yet within this galaxy, they have cooled and condensed, each atomic particle obeying some unseen command, assembling into stars faster than physics should allow. You feel the weight of it. Imagine oxygen-starved fires that somehow rage uncontrolled, flames licking and consuming at a pace that outstrips fuel, yet never faltering, never dying. That is this galaxy, ablaze in an environment still learning to sustain itself. Metals, the byproducts of generations of stars, should not exist. There hasn't been enough cosmic time for their creation. Yet spectral lines betray them. Iron, carbon, oxygen, all present. Forged in furnaces that should not have had time to light. You lean closer, almost touching the screen, tracing the invisible web of physics that seems bent, broken, rewritten. You imagine the universe whispering to itself, "We will let this one pass." But how? And you realize, it isn't just matter that has moved faster than expected. It is time itself. The galaxy has cheated, borrowing centuries from the future. As if the universe handed it a slingshot and whispered, "Go." The consequences press down like gravity at the galaxy's core. If this mechanism exists, the universe is far stranger than your models predict. Dark matter halos that shouldn't yet be assembled hold together like scaffolding built of smoke. Star formation, thought limited by cosmic rules, explodes like sparks in a hurricane. Time, the very measure of cause and effect, has been bent, stretched, and broken, allowing metals to form before they were supposed to, allowing gas clouds to collapse into stars before the universe had fully learned its own name. You walk along the edge of understanding, feeling the enormity of what this galaxy demands of your mind. Each calculation you trusted now feels like sand slipping through your fingers. Each simulation, a glass model fragile against the hurricane of reality. And yet, awe creeps in. Because there is poetry in impossibility. A beauty in the fact that the universe, still learning to breathe, could produce something so vivid, so complete, so defiantly bright. You imagine standing on a cliff overlooking the cosmic sea, the dark expanse stretching in every direction. Time barely flowing, yet stars and dust and metals igniting in a pattern that seems intentional, deliberate, as if the universe itself sculpted this galaxy. Just to announce, I can surprise you. The galaxy is more than a measurement. It is a message, a challenge, an invitation to reconsider every assumption, to redraw every timeline, to question the rules that govern all that exists. And the more you study it, the more it feels alive. Not conscious, perhaps, but aware of its own impossibility. Spinning, glowing, asserting its existence in defiance of the young cosmos that surrounds it. It is a beacon, a warning, a marvel, a rebellion. You step back from the screen, hands trembling slightly, the universe pressing against the edges of your comprehension. This galaxy, the adult in the cosmic nursery, has opened your eyes to a larger, stranger cosmos. It has broken rules you thought were unbreakable. And yet, the discovery is not an end, it is a beginning. Because if one galaxy can bend time, cheat physics, and forge metals in the first few 100 million years, then somewhere out there, hidden among the infant stars and dark matter filaments, other anomalies wait. Other galaxies, other signals, other cosmic whispers, each one daring us to question, to follow, to see the universe not as a predictable machine, but as a living, unfolding story whose chapters we have only begun to read. And you feel the pull, magnetic, irresistible, to follow that story, to chase the mechanism behind the impossible, to confront the universe not as a passive observer, but as a witness to its audacity. The next chapter begins where this mechanism reveals its deeper secrets, where the laws of star formation, of dark matter, of time itself, are tested in ways we are only beginning to understand. Numbers that bully the laws of physics. You stare at numbers that shouldn't exist. Massive stars blaze in a cosmos still learning its own name. A galaxy stands organized, fierce, defiant, its very presence a taunt. And as metallic fingerprints hint at ancestral generations, you wonder if the universe itself has been hiding secrets from you all along. You enter the lab late at night, the monitors casting pale halos across the walls, the quiet hum of servers forming a heartbeat that synchronizes with your own. The data has arrived, and it refuses to behave. Columns of numbers scroll across the screen like an unyielding river, each figure sharper, louder, more accusatory than the last. Mass first. The galaxy you've been chasing is colossal. It possesses the heft of the Milky Way itself, a leviathan in the infant universe. Yet this epoch should only host fledgling structures, fragile gatherings of stars barely holding together. Instead, this one dominates its cosmic neighborhood with authority, gravity sculpting space like a masterful hand shaping wet clay. You trace the mass measurements again, hoping the digits are hallucinations. They are not. Each value confirms a reality that drags your mind into uncharted territory. The universe you thought you understood bends around this galaxy's presence, its weight pressing against every model you have relied upon. Then the star formation rate. It is monstrous, hyper-efficient. You imagine fires raging across a landscape of gas clouds, consuming matter faster than the early universe should allow. Stars igniting in synchronized bursts, spiraling into ordered arms, metallic cores churning as if generations of stars had already lived and died, though there has been barely time to draw a single breath since the Big Bang. You feel the tension tighten, as if every photon streaming from the galaxy is a finger pointing at your disbelief. Space itself seems to shiver under the weight of these impossible numbers. Movement 2. The deep dive. You examine the light profile. Not chaotic, not random, organized, structured, almost arrogant in its precision. The young cosmos should be turbulent, messy, a universe in the throes of infancy, yet this galaxy spins its arms with elegance. Stellar clusters nested like jewels along a cosmic necklace, light bending predictably, almost intentionally, around the dense core. Your hand hovers over the keyboard. You think of metallicity. The heavy elements, iron, oxygen, carbon, already present in significant quantities. This galaxy implies not one, but multiple generations of stars. A lineage of cosmic ancestors you cannot account for. Where did they come from? Who wrote these early chapters of the universe? You feel a chill as the question hits you. Are we seeing the universe as it truly is, or as it has always been, hiding its age behind a veil of light? Whispers circulate among colleagues. Is our universe older than we think? The question reverberates through forums, emails, and conference calls. Every simulation, every timeline, every assumption of cosmic youth is under siege. Time, it seems, is not a constant guardian of truth but a pliable, negotiable fabric. You visualize the galaxy, its spiral arms cutting through the embryonic darkness like the fingers of a sculptor confident in the clay's resistance. Dark matter halos, supposedly nascent and fragile, are massive enough to cradle entire generations of stars. Gas clouds, expected to resist condensation under the early universe's heat, collapse with astonishing efficiency. It is as if the galaxy ignored the laws meant to constrain it, bullying physics itself with each passing photon. Your mind struggles to reconcile reality with expectation. Simulations run through your head like shattered mirrors, reflecting fragments of what might have been possible. Each mirror fractures further when metallicity is considered. Heavy elements, evidence of stellar lives you cannot trace, yet undeniable in their spectral signatures. The galaxy is more than mass and light. It is history written in particles and radiation. It is proof of processes occurring faster, earlier, and more violently than any theory anticipated. and it stares back at you with the calm certainty of inevitability. The implications press like gravity on your chest. If this galaxy is representative rather than anomalous, then our understanding of cosmic evolution collapses like a house of cards in a hurricane. Star formation rates are not limits, they are suggestions. Dark matter timelines are not rules, they are flexible sketches. Time itself is a negotiable ledger, not a strict accounting. You pace the lab, the hum of the servers filling the silence, imagining the galaxy as a roaring bonfire. Its light has traveled billions of years, but it carries the fingerprints of a universe older than its apparent age. It mocks your assumptions. It dares you to measure it, to categorize it, to restrain it. And yet, within the fear, awe blooms. There is beauty in chaos tamed into spirals, in matter compressed into brilliance against impossible odds. You feel small, yes, but connected. Your mind stretches across space and time, tracing the lineage of photons, atoms, metals, and you sense the rhythm of a cosmos more cunning, more inventive, more alive than any simulation could capture. Colleagues whisper, could the universe itself be hiding? Could there be epochs, galaxies, mechanisms that predate our estimates of time? You realize that what you see is not an exception. It is a hint, a signpost pointing to a universe operating on rules we have yet to understand. The galaxy's structure, its mass, its metallicity, they are not just numbers. They are provocations, taunts, challenges whispered across 13 billion years, daring humanity to catch up. And as the night stretches, the glow of the screens reflects your own astonishment. You feel the inexorable pull of curiosity. You cannot look away. Every figure, every spectral line, every calculated star formation rate demands attention, demanding that you confront the uncomfortable possibility that the universe is older, stranger, and more generous with its mysteries than you had ever imagined. You step back from the screen, exhaling slowly, letting the impossible numbers sink into the marrow of your understanding. This galaxy has torn at the fabric of cosmic rules, pushed physics to its limits, and whispered of secrets hidden in the folds of space and time. And yet, even as you wrestle with the implications, another question rises. If one galaxy can bully the laws of physics, what else has been quietly defying expectation in the shadows? The next chapter begins where anomalies multiply, where photons become clues, and where the universe reveals that its early years were far more tumultuous, more complex, and more breathtaking than anyone dared to dream. You step into a battlefield without walls, where equations clash like armies. Each theory is a soldier, armed with logic, firing volleys of numbers across empty halls. Some march boldly, others retreat into shadows, plotting counterattacks. And at the center, the galaxy waits, indifferent, impossible, a provocate. You realize that understanding the cosmos may demand choosing sides in a war the universe itself started. You enter the conference room of the mind, where whispers have become debates and debates have become skirmishes. Screens flicker with plots, simulations, and spectral lines, each attempting to narrate the impossible story of a galaxy that should not exist. Theory A steps forward first, faster early star formation. Imagine stars igniting in the newborn darkness, furious, relentless, compressing gas clouds into infernos of creation almost instantly. The idea is seductive, almost elegant. Perhaps the first generation of stars burned so fast, so hot, that they forged metals and assembled galaxies in record time. But a thought nags at you like the hum of a distant pulsar: the cooling limits. Gas clouds resist collapse. Heat fights gravity. The early universe is a reluctant sculptor. And yet, the numbers insist. Maybe the fire was too violent, too fast, bending the rules themselves. You feel the tension coil in your chest. Every calculation, every photon, seems to whisper, yes, but no. Then Theory B emerges. Dark matter is weird, exotic, mischievous, hiding properties that textbooks have never acknowledged. Perhaps it clumps earlier, forming scaffolds that guide galaxies into being before time should allow. Perhaps it interacts with baryonic matter in ways undreamt of, shaping the cosmos in secret. If true, it means a century of assumptions, of precision measurements, of simulations built on faith, has been naive. Dark matter, that silent puppet master, might have been lying to us all along. You watch the room fracture as the debate escalates. Theory C seizes the floor. The universe is expanding wrong. The Hubble constant, long a beacon of cosmic measurement, perhaps mismeasured. Perhaps distances, velocities, ages, they are not what they seem. Cosmic expansion itself could be a mirage, bending interpretation and feeding the illusion that this galaxy is impossible. Your mind reels at the implication. What if the clock of the universe ticks differently than we perceive, and the galaxy's youth is only apparent, a trick of perspective, a distortion in spacetime's mirror? And then, quietly, dangerously, Theory D enters. New physics. Broken lambda seed M. Alternate cosmologies. Early black hole seeds that birthed galaxies from within, unseen architects of complexity. Even whispers of emergent structures, cosmic simulations that glitch into existence, spawn realities we had not anticipated. It is not just a theory. It is a rebellion. It accuses the universe itself of hiding secrets, of bending rules and allowing impossibilities to manifest as truths. The room hums with tension. Each theory does not merely challenge its rival, it accuses it of failing reality itself. Numbers, photons, and light years become weapons. Simulations clash. Spectral lines are interrogated. The galaxy, indifferent, shines through it all, a judge watching its lawyers squabble. You trace the logic of Theory A in your mind. Stars as cosmic sprinters, burning through their hydrogen before the universe even took its first breath. Fires so rapid they ignite metals, spin spirals, and assemble a galactic structure that should have taken billions of years. It is beautiful in its audacity, terrifying in its defiance. Yet, as you calculate, you feel the universe pushing back. Cooling limits, thermal pressures, radiation feedback, all say, impossible. Dark matter whispers its secrets next. Perhaps it is not the ghost we imagined, a passive scaffold, but an active participant, shaping and collapsing structures before baryonic matter dares to follow. You imagine invisible filaments snaking across the void, guiding gas, stars, and metals into patterns too perfect, too deliberate, for chance alone. If true, then dark matter is not silent. It is a conspirator, and you wonder what else it has been hiding in the corners of the cosmos and in the equations you trusted. Theory C challenges perception itself. Perhaps the expansion of the universe is misread, and distances, redshifts, velocities, all the scaffolding of cosmic chronology, are illusions. You visualize light bending not from gravity alone, but from a subtle misunderstanding of spacetime's rhythm, and suddenly the galaxy's youth is less shocking, less impossible. Yet doubt gnaws. Are you seeing truth, or merely a convenient mirage? Finally, Theory D, the anarchist of explanations, demands attention. Broken cosmology, primordial black holes, simulations that glitch into existence. Possibilities so radical they make your mind shiver. What if reality itself is emergent, fragile, capable of producing galaxies in ways your textbooks cannot even whisper? You feel the vertigo of comprehension, the heady fear of walking a tightrope across logic itself, and the galaxy continues to shine, unyielding, unrepentant. Each theory is seductive. Each theory is flawed. Each theory forces the universe to reveal another layer of complexity, another reason to marvel, another reason to fear, another reason to chase photons deeper into the void. The debates rage across papers, emails, and conferences, yet no resolution emerges. Each model accuses the other of breaking reality, yet none can fully contain the defiance of the galaxy itself. It is more than mass, more than light, more than metals. It is a provocateur, a reminder that the cosmos does not yield to assumptions. You feel your own mind fracturing under the weight of possibilities. Each theory, each hypothesis, forces you to confront uncomfortable truths. The universe may not be orderly. It may not be logical in ways humans can fully comprehend. It may be audacious, impatient, impatiently elegant, and violent in its efficiency. And yet, within the chaos, beauty persists. You watch star clusters trace perfect arcs. Photons travel billions of years yet preserve the fingerprint of unimaginable processes. And galaxies assemble as if following a cosmic choreography known only to the universe itself. You sense the tension of every scientist who has whispered, feared, hoped. To choose a theory is to choose a side in a war where the enemy is uncertainty, and the prize is truth, a truth that may forever evade your grasp. It is a civil war without bullets, without blood, but with stakes more absolute than empires. The very understanding of time, matter, and the origin of the universe itself. And through it all, the galaxy shines, indifferent to debate, a solitary witness to the limits of human knowledge and the audacity of existence. You step back from the battlefield of equations, debates, and spectral lines, feeling the weight of unresolved contradictions pressing at the edges of comprehension. The galaxy, impossible, mature, and defiant, continues to shine through the dark. Its existence demands answers that may not yet exist. Its photons teasing secrets that stretch across billions of years. And as you look forward, one truth becomes clear. If theories cannot agree, perhaps the galaxy itself is the answer. And yet, the answer will not be simple. The next chapter begins where mystery intensifies, where the evidence itself becomes a narrative of cosmic horror and beauty, and where the universe whispers, "Understand me if you dare." JWST's growing list of impossible galaxies. You thought the first galaxy was an anomaly, a cosmic mischief. But the universe laughs, revealing more, one after another, impossible and undeniable. JWST's eyes pierce the darkness, exposing structures that defy every expectation. The cosmos, once a predictable clockwork, now pulses with rebellion. You realize that the frontier is not empty, it is a territory of questions, each heavier than the last. You float in the quiet of the data room, the hum of servers like distant cosmic waves. When the next dataset arrives. At first, your eyes search for errors, imagining glitches in filters or miscalibrations. But the images stare back, unwavering, luminous in their audacity. Another galaxy, massive, structured, rich in metals, defying the early universe's timeline. It should not exist. Yet it does. You scroll through the spectra, each redshift reading more extreme than the last. Each photon a messenger from an era that shouldn't have produced such brilliance. And then another. And another. A population emerges. A parade of impossible structures, each one challenging the laws you hold sacred. You feel a shiver run through the room, through your mind, through the very concept of cosmic order. The impossible is no longer isolated. It is repeated, echoed, multiplied across the heavens. You imagine a universe where every corner hides another defiance. Stars lighting up before time says they should. Galaxies spinning into existence before the cosmic clock has fully wound. The infant cosmos, once fragile and incomplete, now teems with audacious life. You realize that JWST's vision has opened a window not just to one galaxy, but to a frontier you never imagined, a wilderness of contradiction and wonder. You examine the pattern, the repetition of audacity. Each galaxy is more than a data point. It is a statement, a challenge to the frameworks built over decades, a whisper that the universe may never conform to human expectations. The mass, the metallicity, the structured arms, they all speak the same language. We exist, and we do not care for your rules. You feel the intellectual gravity pulling at your understanding. Dark matter halos, star formation rates, cooling limits. All the scaffolds that held your models upright tremble under the weight of evidence. You consider the implications. The first galaxy was a crime scene, a singular mystery. But now these galaxies form a pattern, a catalog of cosmic lawbreaking. The anomaly becomes systemic. The pattern becomes undeniable. The pattern becomes a threat. You imagine the universe itself shrugging at your insistence on neat timelines and orderly evolution. Every galaxy in this growing list insists on complexity, on maturity, on a defiance that you cannot reduce to equations. The early cosmos is not a nursery, it is a battlefield, a forge, a stage where creation performs with audacious choreography, far ahead of schedule. You feel the tension that grips every scientist observing these data. Papers are drafted, then discarded. Simulations are rerun, only to fail spectacularly. Equations that once predicted outcomes now tremble in uncertainty. And you sense the emotional toll: wonder, fear, awe, disbelief. Because the universe is no longer a story with a known plot. It is a mystery unfolding in real time. And the rules you once trusted are no longer sufficient to contain it. You confront the magnitude of what is happening. This is not just curiosity. This is existential for cosmology. Each impossible galaxy is a node in a network of anomalies, a constellation of defiance that demands reevaluation of everything from the Hubble constant to the Lambda CDM model. Scientists face a choice. They can attempt to rewrite the universe, recalibrating timelines, physics, and assumptions. Or they can admit a more unsettling truth, that we never truly understood it in the first place. You feel the universe stretching around you, pushing the boundaries of comprehension. Time itself seems to bend under the collective weight of impossible galaxies, like a river accelerating without reason, forcing every observer to question, what is the true age of the cosmos? How many mechanisms are hiding behind the veil of light? Unseen, unimagined, waiting to reveal themselves only when observed? You watch the data accumulate, numbers that bully the laws of physics, photons carrying the evidence across billions of years, each one a testament to processes we cannot yet explain, each one a reminder that the universe is not bound by the limitations of human expectation. And in that moment, you sense something deeper than scientific curiosity. A quiet, pervasive awe. The cosmos is alive with mystery. It is a library of impossible structures, each volume defying prediction, each page whispering, look closer, dare to understand, accept the unknown. You see the tension in the labs, the heated debates, the careful second-guessing. And yet, you also see wonder, the spark that drives discovery, the insatiable desire to trace photons to their source, to map galaxies that refuse to obey, to chart the unknown frontier of reality itself. The galaxies multiply, and with them, the questions. The first was a whisper. Now they are a chorus, an entire orchestra of cosmic audacity, playing a tune that no model can contain, no assumption can simplify. You step back, realizing that the frontier has expanded far beyond the first discovery. Each impossible galaxy is a challenge, a question that reverberates through time and space. The universe is not orderly. It is not fully comprehensible. It is alive with defiance, structure, and mystery. And as you prepare to follow the next thread, the cosmic horror that these patterns imply, you feel the weight of inevitability. If one galaxy breaks the rules and 100 more follow, then perhaps the universe itself is not a clock to be measured, but a story that insists on being read in fragments, with every chapter more impossible, more beautiful, and more terrifying than the last. The next chapter begins where defiance becomes revelation, and where the laws of the cosmos themselves are tested by the audacity of what exists. What if the universe is lying to us? The universe hums with secrets, its early light dripping like blood across the void. Structures emerge where none should be, defying the patient rhythm of time. Every photon is a whisper, a warning, a question you are not sure you want to answer. The cosmos stretches, folds, and fractures, revealing a reality more terrifying than ignorance. You feel small, and yet, impossibly, intimately connected. You drift through the embryonic universe, where time is a fragile thread, fraying at the edges. Galaxies bloom like wildfires in a rainstorm, suddenly, violently, without warning. The first galaxy was a whisper. Now, as you peer deeper, the landscape becomes haunted, full of impossible structures, spiraling, glimmering, and mature. You sense the rhythm of cosmic expansion, but it wavers, uncertain, like a candle flickering in a storm. What if the timeline you trusted is a lie? The clock of the cosmos may not tick evenly. Moments may have folded over themselves, allowing matter to assemble in bursts, fractal flashes of light and density, galaxies forming in instants, not eons. You imagine the universe as a dreamscape, space as wet clay, yet somehow sculpted with impossible precision, gravity as invisible hands bending and twisting the dark fabric to birth structures that shouldn't yet exist. Every light year becomes a corridor, each photon a ghost wandering a corridor of half-formed history. The early cosmos is not a quiet void. It is a haunted mansion of creation, filled with structures that should still be embryos, yet parade fully formed before your eyes. You feel a chill, not of temperature, but of comprehension. This is a cosmos where the familiar laws of formation, star formation, gas cooling, dark matter scaffolds, are stretched thin, where the narrative of gradual assembly collapses beneath the weight of evidence. You cannot look away. Each observation is a door ajar in a hallway that has no end. The redshifts, the metallicities, the stellar populations, they are no longer anomalies. They are confessions. The universe is telling you that something is fundamentally broken in your understanding. You consider extreme possibilities. What if galaxies can assemble like fractal flashes, sprouting complexity in moments shorter than your imagination allows? Spiral arms unfurl before the cosmic soup has cooled. Star clusters ignite in synchrony, like pyres pre-installed into the dark fabric of spacetime. Or consider time itself, uneven in its earliest moments. Perhaps the infant universe did not expand uniformly. Perhaps certain regions matured faster, a patchwork of temporal acceleration, where one corner experiences billions of years in what another perceives as hundreds of millions. You imagine photons racing across these uneven stretches, carrying the signatures of a universe bootstrapped into existence, preloaded with structure, complexity, and audacity. Every dataset, every spectrum, now reads like a warning. The laws you trusted, the steady assembly of matter, the patience of star formation, the predictability of gravity, are insufficient. The cosmos is not merely defying models. It is mocking them. The horror is subtle but pervasive. It is not explosions or collisions you fear. It is the realization that the very scaffolding of reality may be deceptive. The universe may be a stage of illusions, a grand trick in which matter, light, and time conspire to appear orderly, while concealing the chaos that birthed it. And yet, within this horror, there is beauty. The galaxies shine with brilliance that no simulation can replicate, a testament to processes that are both violent and elegant, a choreography of creation that transcends comprehension. You see the early cosmos not as empty, but as alive, haunted by preternatural forces that assemble, accelerate, and evolve far beyond expectation. The darkness itself seems conscious, wrapping structures in veils of light, mocking your certainty. You feel the universe leaning closer, whispering doubts into your consciousness. What if the cosmic timeline is an elaborate fiction? A narrative we impose to make sense of chaos? What if expansion is not uniform, and the Hubble constant is not a measure but a suggestion? What if matter, under conditions unknown, can assemble instantly, igniting entire galaxies like firecrackers across a dark stage? The first galaxy was a crime. Now the crime scene stretches across billions of light years, an entire frontier haunted by structures that should not breathe, should not shine, should not exist. Every impossible galaxy you catalog, every spectrum you analyze, whispers the same uncomfortable truth. You may never reconcile expectation with reality. The horror is existential. It is not death or collapse that threatens, it is knowledge itself. The universe, in its earliest moments, may have been capricious, or cunning, or deliberate in ways you cannot yet decipher. Time, space, and matter may not have obeyed simple rules. They may have conspired. And the evidence, now streaming in from JWST's infrared gaze, forces you to confront that you are a witness, not a master. And yet, fascination persists. You follow the light, tracing spirals and clusters across the void. each one a triumph of complexity, each one a paradox carved into the fabric of the cosmos. The early universe is no longer a laboratory. It is a haunted cathedral of impossibility. And you are both spectator and pilgrim, wandering its endless nave. You sense the enormity of the implications. The galaxy you once observed in isolation was a whisper. Now, an entire choir of cosmic audacity rises, each one demanding explanation, each one challenging the rules, each one hinting that reality itself may be more flexible, more chaotic, and more beautiful than you dared imagine. You pull back from the spectral lines, from the catalogs, from the haunted void. A cold clarity settles. The universe is not simply unknown. It is unknowable in its earliest moments, in its most audacious creations. And yet, each photon, each impossible galaxy, is a breadcrumb, an invitation to explore, to question, to imagine. As the data continues to arrive, you know the next chapter will demand more than comprehension. It will demand confrontation with the nature of reality itself. For if galaxies can form before time, if the cosmos can cheat its own rules, then perhaps the ultimate mystery is not what exists, but what the universe has been hiding all along. The next step is not explanation. It is courage. And as you prepare to peer further into the abyss, the universe leans closer, whispering, "Do you dare to see how deep the rabbit hole goes? The model that kept us safe was wrong. You believed the cosmos was a patient teacher, orderly and predictable. Every star, every galaxy, followed a clockwork you could trust. But the universe has stripped away the veil, revealing uncertainty where certainty once reigned. The safety you felt in understanding, in equations and timelines, dissolves like starlight in the interstellar haze. You are left alone, facing the abyss of cosmic unpredictability. You sit beneath the glow of endless monitors, the hum of servers echoing like a heartbeat across the lab. Data streams flood in, each photon a messenger from a past you thought you understood. You trace the redshift, the metallicity, the structured brilliance of these early galaxies. And slowly, the horror seeps in. Your models, the lambda cold dark matter framework, your Hubble timeline, your assumptions about star formation were never guarantees. They were comfort. They were a blanket to shield you from the true chaos of the cosmos. You imagine the early universe as you thought it, a fragile embryo, expanding slowly, unfolding over billions of years. You felt safe in that timeline. You understood the rules. Stars ignited gradually. Galaxies matured over eons. You felt the universe had limits, boundaries, constraints. But now the galaxies you see with JWST are adults in a nursery that should not yet exist. They are proof that the universe can break its own rules. The sensation is visceral. It is not abstract. It is the creeping understanding that what you relied on, the cosmic scaffolding that gave your existence meaning, may be unreliable. You feel the ground shift beneath your assumptions. The stars, once reassuring points of light, now glimmer like questions. The universe, once a well-tuned clock, now feels like a live wire, unpredictable, surging with unknown currents. You dive into the numbers. Galaxy mass, as massive as the Milky Way. Time available, a mere fraction of what physics dictates. Star formation rates, furious, hyper-efficient, almost unnatural. Heavy elements, forged before they should have even been possible. You feel a tension between awe and terror, between wonder and dread. If a galaxy can form this early, what else is capable of defying expectation? The cosmos becomes a laboratory of thought experiments. What if structures can emerge spontaneously, like fractal flashes of creation, without warning? What if time in the early universe was uneven, a patchwork of acceleration and stagnation? What if the forces that sculpt matter are not constant, but capricious, flexible, or even context-dependent? You imagine physics itself as a living organism, not a set of immutable rules. Gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear forces, they may behave subtly differently under conditions we cannot replicate, allowing matter to assemble into mature galaxies far sooner than any theory predicted. You feel the magnitude of the risk. The universe is a laboratory of extremes, and we are barely spectators. And then the personal impact hits. If the universe could cheat its own laws billions of years ago, could it do so today? Could a region of space spontaneously light into a galaxy tomorrow, unobserved until photons arrive at our detectors? Could physical constants shift without warning, quietly, imperceptibly, yet with consequences profound enough to alter the very fabric of reality? You feel small, inadequate, but also profoundly connected, because every photon that reaches your instruments is proof of this audacious, terrifying cosmos. Your sense of security, the belief that we understood the universe well enough to predict our place within it, crumbles. Every assumption about cosmic safety, every calculation of stability, is suddenly provisional. The very idea that life emerged in a predictable universe feels, if not impossible, then dangerously naive. You imagine an alternate narrative of the cosmos. Galaxies forming in bursts. Stars igniting in flashes. Matter assembling spontaneously. The universe, once a well-behaved entity, now appears capricious, even sentient in its audacity. This is not merely a theoretical concern. The existential dread is immediate. If the cosmos can bend its rules in the early universe, why not elsewhere? What are the limits, if there are any? You picture physics as a landscape that shifts beneath your feet, where constants are suggestions and stability is an illusion. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the pulse of cosmic uncertainty. The laws that guided your understanding of existence, the age of stars, the life cycles of galaxies, the evolution of matter, may only be stories, approximations, comforting narratives to mask a deeper unpredictability. The galaxy that shouldn't exist is no longer a curiosity. It is a warning. It signals that the universe is not safe, not stable, not fully known. You feel the psychological weight of this revelation. For the first time, every calculation, every assumption, every prediction feels provisional. Like walking on a bridge built from photons and imagination. Science is no longer a map, it is a flashlight in a storm. The universe may change while you are observing, or it may simply have changed before you even began to measure it. And yet, even as dread settles, fascination persists. The audacity of these galaxies, the elegance of their impossible structures, commands attention. You are forced to confront both fear and wonder simultaneously. The terror that your models are inadequate, and the awe that the cosmos is capable of such magnificent defiance. You recognize the paradox. Knowledge is no longer a sanctuary. It is a threshold, a doorway into a universe that may not conform to any safety net you imagined. And you are on the other side, peering into the chaos, compelled to understand even as comprehension threatens to unravel you. You step back from the monitors, from the spectra, from the data streams. A profound silence surrounds you, thick with implications. The galaxy that shouldn't exist is no longer an anomaly. It is a harbinger. It whispers that the universe may not merely be misunderstood, it may be unknowable. That the forces shaping existence are not fixed but fluid, and that every certainty you clung to is provisional. And yet, the cosmos continues to call. For if the laws that built galaxies can be bent or rewritten, then perhaps the universe itself contains mysteries even more extreme, forces and structures we cannot yet imagine, waiting just beyond the next observation. The next chapter demands courage, because beyond comprehension lies the question that haunts every astronomer, every observer, every human being who dares to gaze at the sky. If the universe can break its rules, then what else is possible? A universe more creative than we imagined. You step back from the chaos, from the data, from the galaxies that defy time itself. The universe stretches, vast and luminous, revealing patterns both familiar and alien. Every impossibility is a note in a symphony of creation, each photon a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. You feel awe, humility, and exhilaration all at once, as if the cosmos is both stranger and more intimate than you dared imagine. This is not an ending, it is a revelation. You rise above the crowded laboratories, above the glowing monitors, above the frantic scribbles of formulas that no longer suffice. The universe unfolds beneath you, an endless ocean of light and shadow. Galaxies bloom like coral reefs in the darkness, each one a monument to chaotic ingenuity. The ones that shouldn't exist, the massive, metal-rich infants of the cosmos, no longer feel like crimes. They are invitations, signposts pointing toward a cosmos that is more inventive than your equations could predict. You sense time stretching like molten glass. Cosmic evolution is no longer a gentle march but a series of leaps and convulsions, moments of creative violence that assemble stars and galaxies in bursts, throwing the simplistic order you clung to into shadow. You realize the universe is not broken. It never conformed to your expectations. It is a storyteller, weaving complexity into every corner of space, crafting layers of structure and energy in ways that challenge comprehension. The galaxies that once haunted your models now shimmer with clarity. They reveal a universe that builds in fits and starts, that allows for sudden growth, chaotic brilliance, and improvisation. Every spiral arm, every dense cluster, every flash of early metallic light is a testament to this wild creativity. You feel your mind stretch to accommodate the scale and audacity of the cosmos. Its narrative richer, more dynamic, more imaginative than you imagined. You descend into the mechanisms behind this creativity, tracing the threads of cosmic evolution. Star formation surges like bonfires in a forest of gas, igniting rapidly where conditions allow, and slowing where resources dwindle. Gravity sculpts matter into intricate forms, sometimes gentle, sometimes violent, each galaxy a unique expression of universal possibility. Metallicity, once a puzzle, now speaks in a new language. These early galaxies carry the fingerprints of multiple generations of stars, as if the cosmos had rehearsed creation in secret, building complexity in hidden bursts. Time itself seems elastic, stretching and compressing, allowing matter to assemble more quickly than any simple linear model would permit. You imagine the universe as a great artist, painting with photons and gravity, metals and gas, dark matter and light, blending chaos and structure into forms both elegant and terrifying. Each discovery, each impossible galaxy, is a brushstroke revealing a style that cannot be captured in equations alone. Cosmic evolution is messy, explosive, unpredictable. It is not a careful clockwork but a dance of improvisation, a grand experiment performed across billions of light years. The early universe is not a failure of physics. It is physics at its most audacious, pushing the boundaries of what matter and energy can do, crafting galaxies that are adult in a nursery that should still be quiet. And yet, this creativity is not without rhythm. You perceive patterns, subtle and recurring, as if the universe improvises within rules you cannot yet articulate. The leaps, the bursts, the improbable assemblies, each is a variation on a theme, a cosmic melody that sings of ingenuity beyond calculation, beyond expectation. You rise further, peering at the full tapestry of cosmic history. The impossibly early galaxies are no longer anomalies, they are heralds, signaling that creation itself is deeper, more layered, and more inventive than previously believed. You understand now, science has not failed. We are not uncovering mistakes in the universe. We are uncovering new layers of truth. Every model you once trusted, every simulation, every timeline, every expectation, was a map of convenience. The territory itself is richer, more unpredictable, and infinitely more beautiful. Creation is not uniform. It is not linear. It is a process of leaps and improvisation, moments where matter and energy conspire to produce complexity in bursts, moments that ripple across time, leaving structures that will persist for billions of years. You feel a strange intimacy with this process. The universe is not an indifferent machine. It is a creative force, capable of producing galaxies that outpace comprehension, capable of surprising even those who devote their lives to understanding it. It is audacious. It is daring. It is terrifyingly beautiful. You glimpse your place in this vast story, not as a controller or a solver, but as a witness. You see your own curiosity reflected in the universe's inventiveness, your own awe mirrored in the galaxy's improbable formations. You feel humility, but also exhilaration. The cosmos is not a prison of rules, it is a playground of possibilities, and every photon you observe carries a lesson in audacity. You step back, letting your consciousness expand with the panorama of creation. The galaxies that shouldn't exist are no longer crimes. They are revelations, invitations to explore deeper, to ask new questions, to embrace the unpredictability of the cosmos. And yet, even as the big picture resolves, it does not settle. For if cosmic evolution is not linear, if the universe improvises its structures, then every corner of space may contain mysteries beyond imagination. Every light year may hide audacity, every spectrum may whisper secrets yet uncomprehended. You are left at the threshold of understanding. The universe has shown you its creativity, its audacity, its refusal to conform. And as you prepare to peer into the final, poetic truths of existence, you realize that this journey is far from over. The cosmos awaits, infinite and alive, and the final chapter beckons with a question that lingers in the soul. What is the beauty hidden within the chaos, and can you truly grasp it? The dawn that refuses to be silent. You drift above the newborn cosmos, where darkness stretches unbroken and every flicker of light is a revelation. A single galaxy glows like a lantern in the void, defying expectation, whispering secrets across billions of years. Time here feels pliant, folding and stretching in ways you cannot yet measure. The universe hums with quiet audacity, and you realize, creation begins long before comprehension. You are witness to a dawn that refuses to be silent. You approach the galaxy, a solitary spark in the black sea of space. Its spiral arms twist like ribbons of fire, luminous tendrils reaching across the void, tracing a story older than your models allow. You sense the weight of its metals, the echoes of stars that lived and died before the cosmos had even grown its first bones. Each photon carries a fragment of memory, a record of processes that should have been impossible, yet exist, undeniable and radiant. You feel the silence of the early universe pressing in, thick and absolute, as if space itself is holding its breath. And then the galaxy speaks, not in words, but in light, in structure, in sheer defiance. It tells you that time is not a ruler, it is a medium for possibility, pliable and generous, capable of nurturing creations beyond expectation. You float closer, and for a moment, the distance between observer and observed collapses. You are no longer outside the story. You are inside it, riding the currents of cosmic audacity. The universe here is intimate, yet infinite. Each star is a heartbeat. Each cluster, a pulse of intention. You see the remnants of earlier generations embedded in the glow, the heavy elements that whisper of ancient stellar furnaces, long extinguished but forever leaving their mark. The galaxy is a solitary messenger, a harbinger of truths your equations once denied. You dive into the texture of the light itself. It carries the imprint of time, stretched and redshifted, yet brimming with clarity, as if the cosmos refuses to be misunderstood. You sense the acceleration of creation, stars igniting in concentrated bursts, gas coalescing with a speed that mocks conventional physics, dark matter scaffolds assembling with audacious efficiency. This galaxy is not a mistake. It is a declaration. The universe has been writing stories in parallel to your observations, sketching narratives that leap across epochs, layering complexity upon complexity. Every structure is deliberate yet wild, patterned yet unpredictable, chaotic yet beautiful. You feel the poetry in this lawlessness. Matter arranges itself not by constraint but by imagination, by possibility, by a kind of cosmic artistry that bends what you thought was fixed. You see the galaxies glow as a mirror of the universe's creativity. The metals that should not exist hint at processes accelerated, compressed, and yet perfectly coherent in their outcome. Star formation, once thought bounded, roars with ferocity, like fires burning even in the rain. You understand the truth. Cosmic evolution is not linear. It leaps. It improvises. It surprises. And you feel your perspective shift. The universe is not a clock. It is a story. Not a tale of predictable chapters, but a living epic, full of improvisation, audacity, and wonder. You rise above the galaxy now, seeing it as one note in a symphony of impossibilities. It is not an anomaly. It is a message, a reminder that the cosmos is inventive, that its laws are not merely constraints but invitations to witness miracles beyond comprehension. You ponder the implications. If galaxies can assemble this early, what else awaits in the shadows, unobserved? What phenomena lurk in the spectra you have yet to decode? What structures await the patient gaze of JWST or its successors? The universe becomes a landscape of infinite questions. Every photon, every nebula, every distant cluster is a whisper. We are more than rules. We are narrative, we are creation, we are possibility. You feel a shiver, a combination of humility and exhilaration. You are small, but intimately connected. You are part of a story that began long before you existed, and whose echoes will reach long after you are gone. You watch the galaxy pulse with quiet defiance, a single lantern in a dark nursery of stars, and you realize that your role is not to control the cosmos, nor to predict it perfectly. It is to observe, to marvel, to bear witness to the poetry written in light years and elements. Creation, you understand now, is messy, explosive, unpredictable, and yet, in that very unpredictability, there is a rhythm, a beauty, a message. The universe will always surprise. It will always push beyond expectation. It will always be more creative, more daring, more alive than your imagination. You linger in the glow of the galaxy, letting it imprint itself on your mind, your soul. The dawn of the universe is not silent. It whispers in starlight and metal, in spirals and clusters, in photons that traverse billions of years just to meet your gaze. And as you watch, the question rises, soft yet insistent. If galaxies can break the laws of time, what hidden miracles await us in the shadows of the next JWST image? The universe exhales. It is patient. It is audacious. It is waiting. And in that waiting, you understand, every mystery solved is not an ending. It is an invitation. Every answer reveals deeper questions. And every glance into the cosmos carries the thrill of knowing you are witnessing something eternal, unfathomable, and astonishingly alive. The stars hum, the galaxies shimmer, and you fade into the light of possibilities yet unseen, leaving you with a shiver of awe that lingers longer than any certainty ever could.